Hello, hello Capricorn. Welcome to your December 2018 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Capricorn. And go ahead, feel into your body. Notice anything that wants to come up today. If you have any questions, go ahead and set your intention for those and just ask that they make an appearance. And I also want to let you guys know that I have updated my website and my services and everything like that. So I recommend that you check that out. There's stuff for all budgets and everything like that. So just take a look. And it has all the bells and whistles. So like confirmation emails go out automatically, and it's a whole thing. So, check that out when you get a chance. All right, first thing coming up for Capricorn is love the necessary hard work. This is so your card. Am I right? So Capricorns have no issues getting to work. That's your gift, right? So it's just about focusing on loving the process that you're in. That's the key thing, because just because you're good at working doesn't mean you love every part of it. But remember that whatever your focus is, whatever you're wanting to construct, is really being supported by your pleasure in what you're doing and how you're building and all of that good stuff. So love each and every piece of it, and you know, hopefully that will support you again in what you want to build. And then the Affirmators Family card, I have roots. So this again is for family. However you define that, you know that it's not just for blood relatives. I remember where I came from, for better or for worse, and I am grateful for the person I've become, either because of or despite my upbringing. As I move through life, I keep growing and changing, but I can't marvel the magnitude of joy without reflecting on where it all began. Okay, so this is about understanding that your unique upbringing is what shaped you in many, many ways. So allowing that to have more compassion and love for that part of yourself, rather than like, you know, not being quite so hard or detrimental on yourself about it. And then we also have sitting on top of the world. So this is really you looking down at all of your plans, all of the things that you are creating for yourself. And Capricorns are naturally really good at thinking big picture. So this is also what you are working on as well in the month of December. The central energy for you is the Ace of Chalices, so overflowing abundance and love for self, for the people in your life, but ultimately this is really about you taking good care of you. Not letting your worth or ambition or where you're spending your energy to be controlled or manipulated by anyone else, but rather it being something that you are investing in for you. So this is a very self-focused month for all the right reasons. And remember, being self-focused is something that we need to reconnect with, even as a mother, father, partner, you know, all of the heavy interdependent roles that you have. At the end of the day, you want to keep checking in and seeing with if you are showing up in the highest and best version of yourself through all of those opportunities that you have in relationships with the people that matter most. Crossing energy, Nine of Chalices. What are you wishing for? What are you asking for? And quick tip with this. You don't want to say, I want blah, 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 because that is going to perpetuate wanting. So it's kind of like, be mindful of what you're putting after the I. If you say, I want whatever, I want a new relationship, then the universe is going to say, okay, here you go. This is you wanting a new relationship. So be super conscientious of that and try to shift your language to move away from the wants and the I am calling in a new relationship. I am calling in the right amount of money. I am calling in all of those other things that are, you know, kind of in your to-do list energetically. And that's going to be a big support in terms of what you're manifesting, because this is the wishes being fulfilled card. But again, you have to ask, you have to place the order first. What you have shifting out is justice. I'm going to clarify this one because there's definitely, in this deck, it's a release card. It's the snip, snip, letting go of something. So let's see. Four of Swords, I think that a lot has been dormant, or you've been holding off on a decision, you've been holding off on something that is really needing to just be concrete or solidified in some way. So I think there was a lot of contemplation going on, and now you're kind of moving into, okay, it's clear what I need to do, the types of actions that I need to take, and then that's making space for you to really call in the things that you want. So this is just showing that you're making space, like you've sat with it long enough, you have enough information to see what you need to do moving forward. And then the oncoming energy, we have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is really, this is looking like growing pains in part, and I think it's because there's some control energy with this card, like, well, now that you've done all this work, you kind of want things to go your way and your way only. And so just be careful with that, because you don't want to get too forceful. It can push off a lot of other things that you might otherwise want in your space. So just, again, be mindful, be careful, be conscientious of how you're speaking, what you're communicating, and that's going to be a big help, so that you can just kind of breathe into the transitions that you're experiencing, because this is where the transitional piece is beginning. And then it's kind of like, oh yeah, I have all this space, this feels really good, yes, I'm taking care of myself, yes, I'm calling in all these great things. And then it's, well, maybe this isn't quite exactly what I wanted or how I wanted it. Again, don't get too sucked into this energy though, because the Page of Wands is kind of thrashing around all over the place. So you can trust yourself to manifest is the best thing that I could say here. Let's see what the outward manifestation is. We have the Empress. Receiving, receiving, receiving. Best thing you can do is monitor what you're saying yes and what you're saying no to. It's going to give you clues as to what you're experiencing. If every time someone asks you if you would like some support or help, you say no, it could perpetuate feelings of isolation. It can perpetuate feelings of abandonment. It can do all of these other things. So the way to kind of navigate through experiencing things that you don't like or don't want or don't need anymore is to figure out what behavior are you engaging in, or what thoughts are leading to you acting in a way that's manifesting a result that you don't want. And the Empress is all about, you know, being open to receiving good things. This is the yin process. And so you have, this is yang. This is fire, explosive, thrashing around. This is settling into self, being self-centered. I don't mean that in a selfish way. I mean centered in self. And that's really how you can receive the things that you want, is not by pushing out, but calling in. And then in the subconscious, we have the Star. So Trust yourself, that there's so much value in that for you. Over the next month, this has been popping up quite a bit. So if you're not a triple Capricorn and you have a separate sun, moon, or rising, you might find that this pops up a couple times. So I love the star, and it's also that card where it's like, well, you can't see it quite yet. The star is kind of like, okay, you have to trust, you have to hang out, you have to just watch the process unfold and trust this more than you trust your fears. And then the advice for you is the Seven of Chalices. Remember that there's no one right path, there's no one right answer, it's like you are exclusively on your own path, and every decision that you make, every action that you take, every word that you speak is essentially creating your path as you go. This isn't something where there's a map laid out for you ahead of time. You are constructing it. You're the master of your life. You're the master of your reality. You're the master of your creations. And so it's kind of like looking at each opportunity and each decision as a way to experience greater things for yourself. And then the external influences, we have the Ten of Chalices. So it looks like on a superficial level, on the external, I think things are going really well for you. I think that it's kind of a smooth, buttery month. You know, and I think towards the end of December is when we shift into Capricorn season. So it's kind of like that comfort is there where you're having a light shined on you. But it's kind of like just bask in this. You don't want to push everything forward prematurely. Just allow yourself a few moments to breathe into the good things that you have kind of surrounding and supporting you, and thinking about the decisions. Make decisions this month in a way that are really aligned with who you are stepping into, essentially. Because again, it's like every step that you take is you stepping into a more aligned version of yourself, hopefully. If you're watching this video, you're probably a conscious person. So that is really how you can support yourself. It's like, remember that if you already have everything you need internally, it's just about behaving in a way that's aligned with the things that you're calling in. Action is the greatest way to manifest. And then in the hopes and fears, we have the moon. Not being able to see around every corner is quite irritating for you. And again, it's like that star energy of, well, you're not going to be able to see it quite yet, and you're just going to have to deal with it. And that's what's going to be amplifying both hope and fear for you in December. Not being able to see things doesn't mean that things aren't going well. It doesn't mean that things aren't turning out the way or the way you want them to, if not better than you want them to. So don't fight the current, don't thrash, don't force anything this month. Give yourself time to really align and be mindful of what you're saying yes to, what you're allowing in, and your process in decision making. No thrashing, no fighting, no resisting. Allow yourself to embrace the things that you have going on in December. And the outcome, Two of Swords. I'm going to clarify this one for you. But it seems that the whole lesson of no, you don't get to know quite yet is ever present. And okay, let's see what the clarifier is for this card. Justice. So Justice making a second appearance up here. Go into this with a level head. Go into it with mindfulness and clarity around what you want. best case scenario, you are going to, it's kind of like if you're in alignment with yourself, you can't go wrong. It's like the things start to have more hiccups and speed bumps when you're out of alignment. So remember that. A good indication that you're in the right direction, that you're moving forward in a good space, is when things are really easy and flowing for you. All right. So, okay. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome. And now we're moving into the timeline portion. So first quarter, first week-ish of December, second, third, and fourth quarter, that'll be where you end up at the end of December. And the first thing we have coming up is karma. Karma is a universal teacher sending forth lessons from past and present. A quick note on karma. I would like to be explicit in that karma is not a debt that you owe or needs to be repaid, okay? That's not what karma is. It's more like information that comes through that you remember in this lifetime. And so that's where you kind of have additional information for whatever it is you're working through because of all the karma you've accumulated, and that's supporting you in this lifetime. Okay, so that seems to be coming through in the beginning of the month. You might be having a lot of dreams is the other thing coming up with this card. Quarter two, courage. Courage is found in the power of the heart's truth. And the more you lead with your desires, and alignment is a big one with courage, because it takes a lot of courage to really, really be solidified in your alignment with yourself. That's the best thing that you can do to support yourself during the second quarter, is doing things that are second week-ish, doing things that scare you, doing things that are like risks. I mean, trusting something larger than yourself. Even though you're a very powerful creator, sometimes it helps to like put faith into something outside of yourself. So that would also be a great way to support yourself during this time. Third quarter of December, we have wisdom. Your divine inner wisdom is always available to you. And that's what this is. I mean, although we're here to learn, that's really more about remembering. It's less learning or having like good and bad outcomes. It's just about remembering your truth. And so that's why the wisdom is always accessible to you. It's not something that's held out here. It's something that you wake up to internally. So this is going to be a big month for that. And then the fourth quarter, so wrapping up December and the year, euphoria. Euphoria will amplify your awareness of beauty that life has to offer. And this is why taking risks and remembering the things that feel good to you is one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself, because you kind of get to see all the magic in life without judgment, without, you know, waiting for the other shoe to drop. You just kind of get to sink into enjoyment. Now we're going to do a 3-card pick. You're welcome to ask a question. You can pick as few or as many cards as you'd like, whatever works for you. All right, card number 1. 6 of Swords, onward and upward. Things are really improving for you. I think that this might be a month that feels really unstable, and I know that Capricorns need a lot of that stability, but it's kind of like you're heading for solid land, you're heading for solid ground, and just give yourself time with this. Give yourself some some room and know that you're going to get through to the other side of whatever it is you're dealing with or whatever it is you're building. Card number 2, we have the Ace of Rods. So definitely some Leo energy coming up. Your Leo friends might be really good support. And it's all about remembering you've got it. Like, you're divinely supported in more ways that you know. It's just about getting yourself to the point where you believe it. That's the biggest thing that's challenging for people, is believing in themselves, believing in their individual power. And that's ultimately what this card is reminding you to do. And card number 3, we have the 7 of Pentacles. So casting a wide net, being really broad, not limiting yourself to a singular idea or course of action, but really being open, like dabble, explore, similar to the 7 of Cups. It's like casting a wide net and considering all your options before settling on one is going to be a game changer for you. All right, everybody, thank you so much, Capricorn. Thank you for subscribing, liking, sharing, and I hope you have a beautiful December, everybody. Don't forget, if you want to get a tarot spread or a reading or work with me one-on-one, all of the links are in the description box. And if you would just like to support the channel, there's a bunch of ways to do that. I also have a link in the description box for supporting the channel. And I want to give a special thank you to everyone who works with me. You guys are what make this channel possible, and you are what make it so that I can make these videos for you. So thank you if you work with me one-on-one. And until next time, I wish you nothing but the best. Happy New Year, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.